Hey everyone, Internet PCS book reader here. Today I want to talk about Justice League vs Godzilla vs Kong, written by Brian Busatello, drawn by Dran Edward Johnson and Romulo Fajardo. The best Godzilla movie for everyone that like Godzilla and have watched mostly everything is usually still the first movie. It's a Japanese movie that is a commentary about a nuclear in a time where there is a gag order stopping Japanese citizens to talk about the nuclear effects on media. And as a result, they accidentally made one of the best movie about life. The second best one is the new Godzilla Minus One, which is basically a remake of the first Godzilla movie. And now they can make a more open commentary about the failure of the Japanese government because of their blind acceptance to the Emperor order that is openly using their own citizens as sacrifices. But when the franchise goes to the West at first, unfortunately it only become a big great horror movie for some reason, and then slowly along with the portrayal of Godzilla in Japan that makes it into funny cartoon hero, a very different take for the Godzilla franchise appear in the American movie, where he become an action superhero like Marvel, but with giant monsters. Especially after the Godzilla vs Kong movie, where they really have a tag team with each other. So it is fitting that Godzilla comes out in a crossover with a Western comic series, and this time it's with DC's Justice League. We start the story with Superman working overtime, almost handling different crimes at the same time in different places, because in the world of DC, the hero is apparently the only one working against crime, and crime rate is superbly high, while the other heroes from the league is yapping at their base. He's doing this because he's planning to propose to Lois. The other Justice League members are even prepared to help him get ready for the marriage. The Flash ran to the side when they saw Superman going against the giant monkey Titano, the one that apparently can shoot kryptonite laser from his eye. But by the time the fastest man alive has arrived, Superman has already taken care of the monkey. They reunite with Green Lantern and Wonder Woman, who congratulated him on his plan to propose Lois. But the Legion of Doom had some kind of plan on their own to finally get rid of the Justice League. Lex Luthor brings them to attack Superman Fortress of Solitude, a dam that has been infiltrated so many times that I don't understand why Superman is still using it for anything, let alone keeping important artifacts, and Batman just leave it alone. The Legion managed to get inside easily. Their plan is to take the mother box that can open the gate to the Phantom Zone and trap all of the Justice League inside of it, but Toyman triggered the alarm that alerted the super hearings. Superman, who is still being congratulated by Bruce in his own way, was about to fly back there, but the Justice League told him that they got it under control. Both parties fought and triggered the mother box that teleported the Legion of Doom into Skull Island, where Kong and the giant monster lives. And somehow when they were there, Toyman teleported Godzilla to Metropolis, to where Superman is about to propose to Lois, so he had to abandon his plan to fly to where the Kaiju appeared. They fought and Superman tried to punch him, which didn't really do much, and Godzilla countered with his tail, which sent him flying. The team gathered to where Godzilla is to try to fight him, but Godzilla is not the only big problem they have. There are 3 more giant monsters that appeared in various places in DC world. Wonder Woman was on her way to her country with Green Arrow when they saw a new island. Green Arrow took off to visit a mysterious island that appeared along with the monsters, while Wonder Woman continues her journey. Superman and Hawker attack Godzilla. The Bat family goes against the giant bat that appeared in Gotham, which thanks to their teamwork, except for Jason, they managed to take down quickly. Surprisingly, Superman's team that goes against Godzilla is not doing well. They cannot do any damage to Godzilla despite Superman being there. Shazam even comes to help. But when Godzilla did his atomic breath, which Superman tried to counter with his heat ray, Shazam tried to help by doing the Shazam attack that turned him back to child, a mistake that Godzilla immediately used to do another atomic breath. Superman that was protecting the child Shazam took the full breath, taking him down. The Flash, Green Lantern, and Supergirl was in the Ironhide prison, taking care of the Tulu crab monster and the escaping prisoner, but Supergirl, who lost the sound of Superman's heartbeat, decided to fly back to Metropolis to find out what happened. Godzilla is still for some reason going after Superman, who is down on the ground. Thankfully, Atom Smasher, who can turn as big as him, managed to hold him down for a while, but he's no match for Godzilla. Billy, who felt responsible for this mess, turned back into Shazam and fought Godzilla along with Supergirl, who just arrived. Meanwhile, with Supergirl gone, the team at the prison is not doing too well. The Legion of Doom came and freed the Flash, who is busy fighting the prisoner, and Green Lantern, who got distracted, was attacked by the crab monster. At least the Wonder Woman duo managed to easily got rid of the mammoth monster that is attacking the city because it just left on its own. And back at the prison, the Legion of Doom just left after freezing the Flash. Because why kill the good guys when you're the bad guy? So Flash, Green Lantern, and Supergirl, who have returned, attack the crab monster together until it escaped back into the sea. For now, most of the monsters are gone like they were caught by something. The only monster that the group managed to capture is the bat in the Gotham that Batman begged for research before he had to go to make sure that Superman is not dead. Meanwhile, at the Skull Island, DC Hawkeye is being chased by giants that are way above his reach, including Kong that got into a fight with Supergirl. And somewhere else on the island, Lex Luthor found what looked like the science space travel pod from Dragon Ball. But for now, with the monster all gone, the Justice League has some room to breathe. They took care of Atom Smasher, who got heavily injured during the fight with Godzilla, while Batman is trying his best to find ways to resurrect Superman, which if he just left alone for a few volumes, I'm sure he'll be fine and dandy per usual with this comic. But for now, the story is trying hard to sell us the idea that Superman is dead and Batman is in denial by putting him in a healing pod. Back on the island, Supergirl and Kong seems to come to an agreement that they're not a threat to each other, so she left Green Arrow to handle the island while she went to check on Superman. They almost got Oliver, but Kong kinda helped him get away because Kong hated the assassins for some reason. Meanwhile, everyone, including Batman and Lex, are now aware that Toyman had the Dream Stone that is causing the monster to come to this earth they're living. So both parties are chasing after him with Deathstroke and Cheetah representing the Legion of Doomsday. Lex also somehow helped redirect some Titan to attack Atlantis to distract the Justice League with Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Lantern going to fight the giant monster Tiamat that looks like Leviathan. They were barely holding against the sea giant when Godzilla joins the party to fight against the Leviathan, but he seems to be losing it, so in desperation, Aquaman decided to release the Kraken. With the Kraken entering the fight, the group had more time to find the source on why the Leviathan was going after the Atlantis city. They also found out that Godzilla in his previous world is a neutral entity that is just trying to preserve balance in the world. He attacked Superman because there is no meta-human in his world, and having one like Superman means the balance has been broken, so he attacked him instinctively. During this time, the Flash managed to find the beacon that lured the Tiamat, and with it he lured him away from Atlantis. At the same time, the Kraken is trying to drag Godzilla into the abyss. Aquaman and Wonder Woman was about to help the Kraken when Godzilla atomic break the city's barrier. Thankfully, the Green Lantern group Deus Ex Machina their way to help save the city, and together they managed to trap Godzilla into the abyss. Back at the island, Green Arrow managed to find out why the League of Assassins is in there. Is to take a giant skull into their hideout, which is highly suspicious, so he was planning to stop them. But there's so many of them for him alone to take down, and he have to escape, allowing them to take the giant skull. The team at Atlantis managed to capture Godzilla, which is good news, but bad news, Shazam went crazy and attacked the Legion of Doom alone where he got captured. Supergirl went back to the island to check on Kong only to be captured by Groot. Lex Luthor managed to rebuild MechaGodzilla, which he now piloted, and the League of Assassins is about to drop the giant skull they got into the Lazarus pit, awakening whatever it is. And worse for Metropolis, the MechaGodzilla is built in with beacon to call the monster, so now all the monsters that previously escaped got back online into the city to go to MechaGodzilla's position. At least this time the team is much more prepared. Batman comes out with his own Bat Mecha that he built with the Flash and Cyborg, and the Green Lantern group built their own Green Lantern robot to fight against the giants. But it's not enough. Groot that is now controlling Supergirl and Kong managed to kill one of the Lantern, and this time it seems more permanent because it's a side character, and while they managed to break Supergirl and Kong from Groot's mind control by taking down his very obvious helmet, the League of Assassins comes in with a giant lizard they've resurrected, overwhelming the heroes. But Superman has been resurrected. Who didn't see that coming? Batman and Cyborg teleported him near the sun, supercharging him with the yellow sun power, and in short time he proposed to Lois, helped Shazam who went to help the guys at Metropolis, while Superman goes underwater to save Godzilla. Back to the group, the Wonder Woman duo, Supergirl and Shazam break MechaGodzilla's hands, then Mecha Batman breaks it into two with the signature backbreaker, but the lizard managed to take the Bat Mecha down. Superman and Godzilla arrive just in time, and the two of them together with Kong that has been chosen to be a Green Lantern killed the lizard once again, before the giants are sent back to their island. It's quite a fun short read. I think it's a bit of a miss that the Godzilla franchise crossover first with DC instead of Marvel, because Godzilla is one of the big reasons of the tokusatsu genre and the first Kaiju, and there's another tokusatsu series that become the reason why Super Sentai or Power Ranger exists, the Ambassador of Hell, Spider-Man. A series that is of course from Marvel Spider-Man, it really feels like it's something that should be made, especially since Spider-Man actually have a robot that is as big as Godzilla. Hell, Spider-Man has also made a few appearances in the Spider-Man multiverse comic as himself, so it's not out of reach for Godzilla to be somewhere in that mix, along with the other OG tokusatsu characters. But for now, unfortunately, all we got is this crossover with the Justice League. But that's not to say that Marvel cross tokusatsu will definitely be good, because it's been quite a while since tokusatsu storytelling are really good, since it is now focused a lot more towards children. And there's not really anything interesting that comes out of Marvel lately. And also, that's not to say that this is bad, by the way. Sure, it's predictable as fuck, and there are always a few things that narratively don't make sense if you accidentally turn on your brain and think about it for a bit. But DC and Marvel has always been filled with IPs that you don't think too hard about as you're reading them, for better or worse. And it's almost always fun to poke fun at the very obvious plot convenience that comic writers still rely heavily on after all these years. And for a neat little action comic, this had some really hype entertaining moments, and sometimes that's enough. I give this a 3.25. What do you think? Let me know if I miss anything, so leave your thoughts in the comment below and subscribe to the channel. That's about it. See ya.